Ben Brown, Evolution Martial Arts and Sparks and Gato with Jared. Staying on the topic of escapes, mountain escapes. When you're new at this, you need to know how to get out of bad positions. You need to know, you have to have a plan. So if you're a new white belt, maybe you got 6 months on and you're rolling with a brown belt, if they are giving you a lot, you probably won't get out, even if you do the right thing, because they're going to adjust to what you're doing. In this room, if you're a brown belt and you're just smashing people because you can, because they don't know what to do, that's called being a bully, and we don't do that here. You give them what they need. We talk a lot about that in class. It's like the Rolling Stones said, you don't always get what you want, but you get what you need. Okay, if you're being a good partner, that's what you're doing. But at least I want people to have a plan. How do I get out of this thing? So for the mount, the number one thing, go ahead and go mount. Okay, the number one thing is I have to control his hips. If I don't control his hips, he's gonna slide his knees up into my armpits. High mount, I'm in trouble. The main thing is one, scoot up even higher and squeeze. So my arms are ineffective now. Can't use them. You've got my elbows away from my body. Now, when my hips move, they barely move you at all. Right, so scoot back down. So when anyone goes mount on me, the first thing I do is I frame their hips and I don't let them come forward like this. Right, I keep my elbows in so you can't feel that space. And for me, I like to get on an edge. So and look what's already happening to your mount. And the reason that's happening is because your hips are on top of mine. So when I move my hips, it moves your hips, right? So I get on an edge and I frame. This is how I deal with mount, okay? This is my go-to. Elbows in, framing. I want as much of my forearm here on his hips. So you're trying to flatten me out, right? And that's actually helping my frame. I don't want to have a lazy frame here, because what'll happen is you'll scoot behind my elbow. Yeah, and then look what he's done to me. And if I'm not careful, I can give up my back here. So when I turn on an edge, it's like a 45 degree, and I'm like this, my toes are engaged. I don't know if you can see that. Toes are engaged so that I can move my hips. So that's the number one, that's kind of my overall thought. Let's scoot this way just a little bit. Yep. Okay, I have on the board behind me. So this class is just kind of an overview of mount escapes, and then we'll do other videos on specific mount escapes. But they all fall into one of these categories, and sometimes you're getting 2 of these things at once. So the first thing is frame and shrimp. So I'm just looking to frame his hips. It can be a frame like this, it can be 2 hands, frame on both hips, but the idea is create a little space, and I'm just trying to get my hips out. We'll do another video on that. But framing and hips going this way. So anything that's like that, it kind of falls into that category. Number 2 is elevating the hips. All of these happen, not a single one of these happens unless I've got his hips over mine, meaning you're in low mount. Nothing happens unless I've got you in low mount. So from here, I can get my feet close, and I kind of combine 2 things. I'm gonna elevate, and then I'm gonna hold your hips here. And then I've got to fill that space, right? Or I can start shrimping out, but that's an elevator type sweep. The third type is gonna be where my hips go that way. And you're going, well, how can my hips go that way? Only one way, really. I get double under. So go back. So that can happen from here. 2 hands under. And my hips are going that way. It's one of my favorite escapes. Seems counterintuitive, feels a little scary at first, but when you get used to it, it's pretty cool. It's kind of my get out of jail free card. No, I almost wanted to go deeper into that. We're gonna do a whole video on that next week. And then the last kind is where I'm gonna capture his leg. There's a lot of different things you can do here, but I get his leg light. How do I make his leg light? This, right? Any way that I get my knee on the other side and I capture this, I'm in half guard now. okay? We'll talk about those options a little bit later. There's one specific thing. So I'm either going hips that way, his hips up, or I'm getting my leg on the outside and capturing your leg in some kind of half guard. That's it, man. That's all there is. I mean, I can get you to step up, and then I can wrap your leg in a leg lock, but that's still capturing the leg. There's nothing else. I think as you get more advanced, you probably don't need all 4 of those. You need like 2. I go knee elbow escape on almost everybody. Almost all the time, knee elbow escape. If they stop it, they're leaving something else. So I can turn that into something else, like a frame and shrimp, right? Let's go here. So like, I start going like this, you're not letting me, but then because you're putting so much weight on, I can get my hips out, right? So there is no perfect thing you can do. Yes, there is. There's one perfect thing you can do. You know what it is?
Stay on top. No. Oh, high mount.
High mount is the perfect thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do. There's no escape from high mount. There's get back to low mount and to do one of these 4 things I just talked about.
Yeah.
Or a combination of those. But high mount's bad. And since this is a mount overview, if I make the mistake of letting you go high mount, I only have one job. That job is to get back to low mount. So if someone gets high mount on me, it's a little, in my mind, a little more frantic, like that. And I'm here. Now I know what to do, right? I have a plan from here. There's no plan from here, okay? Whether it's grappling or a fight or MMA. I mean, if it's a fight, like I'm covering, but I still get back to here. I see people who are newer at jiu-jitsu and they get stuck in high mount and they're doing all kinds of stuff and it's not having any effect. Like, there's only one thing.
Get to low mount.
Get to low mount and then
Shrimp. Skip.
that way, hips up or capture their leg. That's it.
Yeah.
When you kind of understand that, this seemingly really difficult thing gets simpler, not necessarily easier. Easier against people who aren't as good as you, but the challenging thing is there's someone always better than you. So you go, I just learned this thing, but it didn't work against that dude. Well, that dude's a black belt, or that dude's a brown belt. Like, they should be better than you. They know what you're doing. Anyone who's good at jiu-jitsu knows that this is the deal with mountain, right? So a higher belt than you is gonna make adjustments before you can do the next thing. And then what you have to caution yourself against is saying, that didn't work. That doesn't work. No, it does. Your timing was a little off. They're a little better than you. That happens. You know, and for a guy like you don't get discouraged by that. You go, how do I solve that? Teach me how to solve that. Okay, cool. What a great attitude. That's how you get better at this. But the fundamentals amount. Frame their hips, make sure their hips stay above your hips, and then, you know, work these different things. We'll do a couple videos on these specific things coming up next. You got anything?
No, sir.